My phone buzzed on the nightstand like a venomous insect, the screen lighting up the dim room with a cold blue glow. I reached for it groggily, the sheets tangled around my legs from another restless night. The message was from Dad. "I disown you. Talk to my lawyer." My heart slammed against my ribs, a sudden violent thud that echoed in my ears. Disown. The word hung there, stark and final, like a guillotine blade mid-fall. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering, the room spinning as fury ignited in my chest, a white-hot blaze that scorched my throat. How dare he? After everything. I typed back, fingers trembling. Okay. And then, in the silence that followed, the real storm began. I flung the phone across the room. It clattered against the wall, screen cracking like my composure. The apartment was a mess. Take-out boxes on the coffee table, clothes strewn over the armchair, mirroring the chaos inside me. My breath came in ragged gasps, the air thick with the stale scent of yesterday's coffee. The man who'd raised me single-handedly after Mom died in that car crash when I was 10. The one who'd drilled into me the value of loyalty, of family above all. And now this. Disownment via text. It felt like a slap, no, a gut punch, leaving me winded and hollow. I paced the creaky hardwood floor, the chill seeping through my socks. Memories flooded in, unbidden and sharp. Growing up in that sprawling house in the suburbs, the one with the manicured lawn and the pool we never used. Dad was always the provider, the rock CEO of his own logistics firm, barking orders into his phone while I sat in his office after school, doodling on legal pads. He'd beam at me then, call me his little successor. But cracks had formed over the years. His drinking escalated after Mom's death, turning quiet evenings into tirades about how I wasn't living up to her memory. College. I chose art history instead of business, and that was the first fracture. Wasting my money on bullshit, he'd snarled over dinner one night. His scotch glass slamming down hard enough to chip the table. But this. Disownment. It had to be about the will. Last month, during our annual family meeting, just the two of us in his sterile boardroom, he'd mentioned revising it. "You're not ready," he'd said, eyes narrowed over his bifocals. Too impulsive. Too soft. I'd argued, my voice rising, pleading for trust. He'd waved me off, promising we'd talk later. Later never came. Instead, whispers from his secretary Elaine, who I'd known since childhood. "He's seeing someone new. Young. Ambitious. A girlfriend. At 65. The thought twisted in my gut like a knife. Was she the reason? Some gold digger worming her way in, convincing him to cut me out? Humiliation burned through me, hot and acrid like bile rising. I sank onto the couch, burying my face in my hands. Heartbreak mingled with the anger. Mom's face flashed in my mind, her warm smile, the way she'd hug me after Dad's outbursts. "He's just stressed, sweetie," she'd say. But now, he was erasing me. Resentment coiled tighter, a serpent in my chest. I imagined confronting him, storming into his office, screaming until security dragged me out. Or worse, begging. Well, that wasn't me. Not anymore. The clock ticked mercilessly on the wall, each second amplifying the silence. I grabbed my laptop from the kitchen counter, the metal cool against my feverish skin. Logging into our shared family accounts, ones he'd set up years ago for emergencies, with me as joint holder. Bank statements, investments, the works. He'd never revoked my access. Why would he? I was his son, his blood. Till now. The balances stared back. Savings, retirement, even the offshore account he'd bragged about dodging taxes with. Millions. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, pulse thundering in my ears. Withdrawal. The word whispered like a temptation. Doubt crashed in first. Was this theft? No, he'd taught me the codes, the logins. Family shares everything, he'd said. But obsession took root, fantasies blooming in the dark corners of my mind. What if I drained it all? Transferred to my name, left him penniless like he was leaving me emotionally bankrupt. Guilt flickered. He was my father, flawed but formative. Yet the betrayal stung deeper. Years of emotional manipulation, conditional love dangled like a carrot. "Prove you're worthy," he'd say. Well, fuck that. I started small, testing the waters. A transfer from the checking account, 10 grand to my personal savings. The confirmation email pinged, and a thrill shot through me, electric and forbidden. No alerts, no calls. He hadn't noticed. Or didn't care. Cold resolve settled in, numbing the guilt. This wasn't impulse. It was justice. I planned meticulously that night, the city lights flickering through my window like distant fires. Spreadsheets open, I mapped accounts, calculated sums to avoid flags. Wire transfers to anonymous holdings I'd set up months ago for a freelance gig. Offshore to offshore, untraceable or close enough. Morning light filtered through the blinds, casting striped shadows on the walls. My phone remained silent. No follow-up from him, no apology. That fueled the fire. I showered, the hot water scalding my skin, mirroring the rage simmering beneath. Dressing in jeans and a hoodie, I felt like a shadow of myself. Anonymous, ready. At the bank, the teller smiled politely, her manicured nails clicking on the keyboard. "Large withdrawal today, Mr. Harlan?" she asked, eyeing the form. "Just consolidating," I replied, voice steady despite the knot in my stomach. "Natural. Believable." She nodded, processing without question. The cash, 50,000 in crisp bills, felt heavy in the duffel bag as I left, the bank's marble floors echoing my footsteps like accusations. Back home, I spread the money on the table, stacks of green whispering promises. But fear crept in. What if he found out? Called the cops. Moral conflict gnawed. Was I becoming him? Ruthless, calculating. Well, this was survival. He'd disowned me. I was merely reciprocating. That afternoon Elaine called. Her voice was hesitant, laced with concern. "Alex, your dad. He's in a meeting but he mentioned the text. Are you okay?" "Okay." I laughed bitterly, the sound hollow. "He disowns me and asks if I'm okay. Tell him to talk to his lawyer." She sighed, the line crackling. "It's complicated. There's this woman, Victoria. She's pushing him. Says you're a liability." Liability. The word ignited fresh fury. "Thanks for the heads up, Elaine. Appreciate it." Hanging up, I dove deeper. More transfers. Hundreds of thousands now, siphoned methodically. Each click built suspense, a quiet ticking bomb. I imagined his face when he discovered it. Shock, then rage. Would he regret? Beg. The thought brought a twisted satisfaction, but doubt lingered. What if this destroyed me too? Evening fell, the apartment dimming. I cooked pasta, the sizzle of garlic in oil grounding me. But my mind raced. Fantasies of confrontation, him crumbling. Yet guilt whispered. Mom wouldn't approve. "Family forgives," she'd say. But forgiveness. After this. Another buzz. His lawyer, a curt email demanding a meeting. "Regarding estate matters." I replied. "No need. We're done." Heart pounding, I withdrew more, the totals climbing. Obsession gripped tighter. Sleep evaded me that night, the bed sheets twisting like restraints. Days blurred. Subtle hints emerged. His emails to the bank, flagged but ignored in my intercepts. Tension rose, a slow burn. I shadowed his routines via social media. His posts boasting business deals while I eroded his foundation. Inner conflict peaked. Was revenge worth the soul cost? But resentment won. He deserved this. By week's end, I'd withdrawn everything. Every dollar funneled into shadows. The final transfer confirmed, I sat back, exhaling. Poetic justice loomed. But the real retaliation, just beginning. The lawyer's office smelled of polished leather and old money, the kind that clings to mahogany desks and Persian rugs. I sat across from Mr. Hargrove, his pinstriped suit impeccable, face etched with practiced neutrality. "Your father insists on this meeting, Alex," he said, fingers steepled. "The disownment is preliminary. We can discuss terms. Like a business deal. My hands clenched in my lap, nails digging into palms. Preliminary. He texted me like I was some fired employee. Suppressed rage bubbled, but I kept my voice even. Cold resolve had become my armor. Hargrove shifted, papers rustling. He's concerned about your stability. The art career, the loans you've taken. Loans he co-signed. I cut in, leaning forward. The room's fluorescent hum amplified the tension. A low buzz like impending thunder. And now, this Victoria woman. She's the real concern, isn't she? His eyes flickered guilt. Surprise. I'm not at liberty. Save it. I stood, the chair scraping harshly. Tell him I accept. Fully. Walking out, the door clicked shut behind me, a finality that echoed my plans. Back in the apartment, the duffel bags of cash mocked me from the closet, tangible proof of my descent. Heartbreak resurfaced, raw and aching. Nights were torture. Dreams of Mom, her disappointed gaze. Fantasies of Dad's ruin, satisfying yet hollow. Obsession deepened. I hacked his emails, a skill from college coding classes, uncovering Victoria's messages. Cut him loose, darling. He's dead weight. Manipulation laid bare. Resentment flared anew, justifying everything. But doubt persisted. Was I the villain now? Morally gray decisions haunted, transferring funds to charities in Mom's name. Anonymous, a twisted atonement. Guilt eased slightly, but fear mounted. What if traced? Prison. The thought chilled yet propelled me. Suspense built slowly. A call from Dad finally came. His voice gravelly, laced with scotch. What the hell have you done, boy? Innocence feigned. Done. You disowned me. Remember. Accounts are empty. Millions gone. Panic edged his words. First crack in his facade. Must be a glitch, I replied calmly, heart racing. Talk to your lawyer. He hung up cursing. Satisfaction bloomed, but layered with sorrow. This was my father, broken perhaps but mine. Victoria appeared next, unannounced at my door. She was stunning. Mid-30s, sharp features, designer dress hugging her frame. Alex. We need to talk. Her perfume invaded the space, cloying and invasive. I let her in, tension thickening the air. The apartment felt smaller, shadows lengthening as dusk fell. About what? Stealing my inheritance. She smiled, predatory. Your father loves you, but you're unstable. The will change protects him from you. Humiliation surged. Protects. Or funds your lifestyle. Her laugh was sharp, revealing suppressed rage. Jealous. He chose me. Accept it. The confrontation escalated, words like daggers. You manipulated him. Emails don't lie. Her eyes widened, hint of fear. You hacked. That's illegal. So is elder abuse, I shot back. She left fuming, promising lawsuits. But I'd recorded it, insurance. Inner conflict raged. Revenge felt justified, yet shocking in its coldness. Planning intensified. Liquidating assets, funneling to untouchable trusts. Foreshadowing loomed. Anonymous tips to IRS about his offshore evasions. Weeks passed in quiet calculation. Dad's calls turned desperate. Son, please. We can fix this. Heartbreak in his tone mirroring mine. Moral quandary peaked. Forgive. Or finish. Pivotal moment. His birthday. I showed at the house uninvited. The driveway gravel crunching under tires. The mansion loomed, lights warm but deceptive. Victoria answered, smug. He's not seeing you. Pushing past, I found him in the study, hunched over papers. Bank statements, red ink everywhere. Alex. His face paled, aged overnight. Dialogue unfolded naturally, tension heightening. You did this. Withdrew everything. Okay. I echoed my text, voice steady. You disowned me. I reciprocated. Tears in his eyes. First time ever. I was angry. Victoria pushed. But I regret. Layered motivations revealed. Her blackmail, photos from his affair. She trapped me. Shock twisted my gut, betrayal deeper. Why not tell me? Pride. His admission hung heavy, atmosphere thick with regret. But obsession won. Too late. I left, funds gone forever, donated, invested, vanished. Twist came swift. Police at my door days later. Not for theft, for his suicide note blaming me. My son's revenge broke me. Guilt crashed, overwhelming. Poetic justice. Or tragedy. I'd sought vengeance, but consequences echoed. His death, my hollow victory. Yet unexpected. Will unread, naming me sole heir pre-Victoria. Funds I'd taken. His final gift perhaps. Or curse. In the end, revenge's price. Isolation, moral scars. Heartbreak lingered, but resolve hardened. Family. Shattered. But I survived.